Okay, so we're here at the Influencer10 conference with Fabian. And Fabian, you have joined us to be on the panel. I am very excited to see your panel. Can you just explain to everyone which panel you're on, and first of all, who you are and why you're here?
Okay. Yeah, it's great to be here. It's like, what a venue already. First of all, about myself, I run an organization called Sandbox. It's an incubator for young people. So you know there are incubators for projects and organizations. We do the same thing for the most talented young achievers between 20 and 30. So what we're trying to do is find worldwide young people who make stuff happen, who drive change, who are innovators, and provide them with the tools and environment to grow in their time frame between 20 and 30. So by the time they graduate with 30 from our organization, we want them to be real, like, global change makers and role models. So that's what we do.
That's incredible. How do you spot an innovator at 20? I mean, what do you look for? Is it intuitive? Do you just look at a kid and say, he's got it? Or is there something that you can tell us that is definable?
Yeah, we're really looking for track records. Like, you know, there's certain programs which you would call pre-launch support. We're definitely post-launch. Our people have already started several companies, been involved in several projects, led organizations. It's like, I can summarize what we're looking for in one word: wow. We're looking like to come and meet a young person that is like, wow, you're only that old, and if you've already done that, that's the kind of person we want. And having said that, we screen people very carefully. We look at every bio in person, and kind of we have a selection committee and a selection process. But usually, you know, like, people who've done stuff at a young age, you find them in newspaper articles, and you see their companies that they're doing. They've been speaking at conferences, and that's what we also look into and consider.
Wow. What are the challenges then of dealing with? I mean, when you deal with influencers who are young, you know, sometimes they can be a little unruly or a little unfocused. What are some of the challenges of dealing with people who are extremely talented and influential and innovators?
I would say one of the big challenges that we have is that they're just super busy. It's like, I think it's you know, you can't believe, but like, people in their 20s, we're gonna have several Sandboxers, member of our community, who are gonna be speaking at this conference here as well, and you know, that they run their own startups. They're speaking at lots of conferences. They have they get asked to kind of be on boards of organizations all the time, and that's just you have to be sure that they value your organization, the community overall, and I think that's what we learn how to deal with. Like, how can we make sure that they understand that they have to invest time into this? Because the way we incubate people and how we kind of make them grow is by 4 things. And the most important one is we provide them with a very, very high quality peer-to-peer community. So all over the world, about 500 people worldwide who are just like that. And we bring them together. In 22 cities we have events on the ground. We bring them together. We have online platform. We really make sure they meet and ultimately we kind of create trust and collaborate. We connect them with senior leaders. So we realize that very senior people really like to hang out with our people, and vice versa, of course. We try to give them exposure. Like today, like a conference or a magazine or articles, we try to kind of spread the stories of our people in the network. And then we tap them into the right, I call them kind of the tools. We try to give them access to the tools, such as fund, kind of seed funding, money, or other programs that kind of help startups grow.
That's excellent. So why did you think this conference was important enough to bring your team to? I mean, you have several people here today, right? Okay.
So, well, interesting enough, and I think that's very, very typical for our network, is they were approached individually, just for the people they are. The other people who will be here, I think, today is Dave and Mike Rappaport, who started this really beautiful company called Holstein.
Yes, we look forward to interviewing him.
And a very beautiful company, you know. I think they
And you had something to do with that?
I have something to do with that as well. I've been involved since the beginning, but like they are Sandboxers, been kind of very active members of our community from the very beginning, and someone else, Soraya Ravi, who used to be at the New York Times and now does food spotting. Exactly.
Yes. Cover of Fast Company.
Exactly. So you know, that's
Right.
I think all those people, they deserve to be here in their very own rights. And it happens all the time that when we go and speak at conferences, we be like, oh, they also invited that Sandbox and they also invited that Sandbox. And we're like, you know, I think one of the beauty of that network, and I think it's a community, is really having a kind of a family wherever you go. Like at every conference I go to, there's going to be one or two people I really can relate to, and we're like, we have something in common.
So you get to see your work, your effort
So exactly,
come back to you. Great. We look forward to seeing you on the panel.
Thank you.
We're excited. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Enjoy your conference.
Thank you.
Okay.